Noon. It is time for a check-in. I don't know if you are having a good day, but I hope you are. And I don't know what things you have on your docket for today, but I hope that you are able to find time for rest and for rejuvenation. Excuse me. I want to share with you a few things that are going on within the realm of the life of our church, and make sure that you are well aware of these details. One is that tomorrow it's supposed to be really rainy. As I say that, let me check the forecast because it loves to shift, and by the time Saturday rolls around, it's like, what's the problem? So let's look at the forecast for tomorrow. It is still promising to rain. Okay, it's still promising to rain, and it is still promising to be windy. And so we're definitely going to stick with our plan of not having our outdoor service, but definitely still meeting online. And trying to find something that I think I can use this. Sorry, it's just very bright, and I'm trying to mute the brightness somehow. So maybe this will help. Okay, so one more effort. A little bit. Okay. um, so we will not have communion. We had planned to have communion tomorrow. But we won't because we simply don't have enough time to make and distribute the emblems in time for everyone to be able to take communion from the comforts of their home. So we'll postpone communion. Communion will be next Sabbath, April 17. So be sure to be on the lookout, the listen out for that information as to times to pick up the emblems in preparation for tomorrow, or in preparation for communion. I'm going to back up because the sun is just taking full advantage of its brightness, which is wonderful, but not wonderful for this video. Um, so communion postponed till next week. Other things that you should know about. We don't have a food distribution this Friday. We will hopefully be able to do that on a future Friday. Excuse me, and we will do our best to communicate that information with everyone ahead of time as best we can. So that's two things. No communion tomorrow. We'll be online only tomorrow. Communion next Sabbath. No food distribution this week, but hopefully in the future. And what are some other need to know bits of information? We have begun, if I could speak, we have begun the process of talking about re-entry, going back into the building for our worship services. We had a meeting last night, and we'll have another meeting this coming Sunday with our re-entry team. This is the same team that helped us to think through, our next steps regarding outdoor worship and stuff like that. So we will have our next meeting on Sunday, and then we'll be sharing a survey with everyone. So please take the survey. It matters when you take the survey. This is not one of those, I'm just one in a million. You're not one in a million. We don't have 1 million people taking the survey. We have maybe 50 taking the survey, and we need every single one of you to actually pay attention and take the survey so that we can get the feedback that we need for the survey, for knowing more about our reentry process. Okay, so when that survey comes out, we're going to have it available digitally. We'll also have it available in paper form. because we realize that many of you will prefer that option, while others of you are just fine with the online version. So we want to make sure that we have both options available, and we'll have them available for a couple of weeks. So please, as soon as you hear about the survey, please take the survey. Your words matter. That will give us some necessary information moving forward regarding re-entry, okay? And for example, one of the questions we need answered is, are you ready to go back into the building? And we need to know that. We'll give you a sense of what the parameters will be. We've started to map that out. We'll give you a sense of what the parameters will be, and then we'll be asking some questions so you'll know what you're saying yes or no to, okay? So there's that, re-entry. It's coming eventually. We want to do it well. I am, beginning a new sermon series tomorrow called All Hands on Deck. And I'll be beginning by looking at 1 Corinthians 12, which talks about spiritual gifts. We're not getting to spiritual gifts yet. Tomorrow we're just kind of laying the groundwork for this topic. And I am grateful to see where God leads us in this conversation, in these sermons, in our learning, in our growing, because truly, more than ever before, we need all hands on deck. And so it's important for everyone who's on the ship to know what their role is on the ship and what that looks like right now. So yeah, we'll be starting from 1 Corinthians tomorrow, looking at all hands on deck. There was something in that made me think of something else. Oh yeah. One of the areas where we need more hands on deck are actually more phone callers on deck is with our Bible study contacts. I don't know where you're watching this from, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, but we do need more people helping us. There are people who have said, I want to study the Bible, and we need, I would say, at least 2 more people who are willing to say, I'm willing to study with somebody. If someone, wants to study with a Bible study teacher, we need more people to say, yes, I'm willing to study with somebody. And we need more people willing to say, yes, I'm willing to either do data entry or I'm willing to do these follow-up calls. So to give you a sense of what we're looking at, literally every day since early March, we've gotten an email saying, somebody in your area is interested in Bible studies. Literally every day since early March. So we have 39 people right now interested in Bible studies, and we have the names of people who have said they're interested in Bible studies, and we want to make sure to get in touch with them as soon as possible. If you're already part of our church family, I'm not going to detail all the pieces of this now, but hopefully you receive our weekly newsletter that I send out, and hopefully you received that bright and early this morning. I scheduled it to go out at 5:30 so that it would hopefully get into your inbox in a reasonable time versus all the other things you're getting into your inbox. So hopefully you've seen it. If you have seen it, hopefully you have read it, because that's where I go into more detail about what we're needing help with. And on there's a link to even more information. So please read the newsletter, please. If you aren't signed up to receive the newsletter, I can tell you how to do that. Here's what you do. You go to, I'm going to type it. Go to athensgasda.org. Okay? That's your first step. Okay? Do that. Go to athensgasda.org. Okay? Go there. When you go there, and I'm going to go there, I'm going to pretend that I've never, been to this page before. Oh, what, pray tell, is she speaking about? When you get to the website, and it'll look a little different for you just because I'm have the ability to edit stuff. But when you go there, you will click on the menu. And when you click on the menu, you will be able to click on a tab that says Get Involved. When you click on that Get Involved tab, you will find a tag for a weekly newsletter sign up. Why is it under the Get Involved link? Well, because if you're receiving this newsletter, it's ideally because you want to be involved. You want to take part in the life of our church, not just on Saturday, but in other ways too. And so that's where you sign up to receive the newsletter. All you got to do, folks, all you have to do is put your information in there. Okay? Put it in there. Don't worry. Not going to spam you. Not going to sell your details to anybody else. So go ahead and make sure you're getting that newsletter, because that'll give you more information about some of the all hands on deck stuff that we need to get going regarding those who are interested in Bible studies. Don't let that scare you. When someone says, do you want to help with Bible study context? Don't let that scare you, because there's so many ways to help. In fact, one of the ways that I don't detail is prayer. And well, it's in there, but there's a more specific area of prayer that I don't detail, which is, and I'll add it to the website, which is just praying. We need people who are willing. Maybe you don't want to make calls, you're not comfortable giving Bible studies, you're not comfortable doing data entry, because anyway, tangents. You may just love to pray, and I am happy to share first names of people who are praying for, so that you can remember these folks name by name daily in prayer. Okay? We need all hands on deck, folk. I think that's it for today. I think I've covered all that needs to be covered. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments and we'll go from there. Oh, there was one more thing. We have the newsletter. We have the calling system. If you're not on the calling list, please let me know. Put your name in the comments if you want to be included in that, and I'll get back in touch with you to get your phone number. Don't put your phone number in the comments. Don't do that. This is public. But I'll get in touch with you if you want to be on the call list. We use that for things that are more, that we definitely want everyone to know about, for example. So in a little while, I'll be sending out a message to everyone, just letting them know about Commune, because I know not everyone gets the newsletter. If you're not getting the newsletter because you don't do email, you're not getting the calls because you get too many calls a day, you're not getting any mass emails, well, I already said that. If you feel like you're missing information, please let me know, so that I can either help get you connected to something, to a way of getting the information that'll be helpful, or get you connected to someone who can be your news broadcaster or something. We don't want anyone to miss out on information, especially because we need all hands on deck. So that's all I got for today. Blessings to you. Remember, no communion tomorrow, the next Sabbath. And remember, tomorrow, no in-person. The next Sabbath will hopefully be back in person. Hopefully the weather won't be crazy. And all that. Take care, folks.